Warning, warning. Two idiots are getting sappy over the intercom. Please cover your ears and await further instruction.
Hello, and welcome back to Discovering SCP with Part 2 of the SCP-5000 Extravaganza. Welcome back.
If you guys haven't noticed, the roles are a little switched because I didn't get much sleep, and I've been busy and I'm cranky. But Tanhoney had a day off, and he is very excited. So you might experience some new emotions today on both parts. So, Tanhoney, what have you been doing since the last episode in your day-to-day life?
I've actually been getting into. I've been keeping a dream diary. I believe we mentioned this privately. I've not got work with me, so I can't read any of it for you. But
I was going to ask you to read one. It's funny. I actually told him I wanted to exchange dreams with him, but the last 2 nights, all my dreams have been extremely boring. My dreams were literally me browsing the internet. So I had nothing
you're still meant to record them though, because that makes your brain remember to remember them.
I didn't, because that's literally how bad it was. It was just me browsing Twitter.
It's more the act of remembering it rather than what you remember.
Oh well, I remember it because I remember that's all it was.
Okay,
that was it. It was just me browsing Twitter.
I remember I had a fragment of a dream. You know when you have a dream, but it's not really sufficient enough to be an actual scene. It's just sort of an impression of something. Yeah, I've had that before. I dreamt a dream shard. I had a dream partner, in the bank robbery sense, not the romantic sense. And someone was advising me to cut them loose and save myself. In a fucking dream interrogation room.
The viewers know that even in his dreams, he is single. It was a criminal partner.
Yeah, in my dreams, I am not a real one. I'm a snitch.
Really?
Well, they were cut your dream partner loose. It's better for you. And I was considering it. But it never, progressed enough for anything to come of it.
I can't believe you're a snitch.
Well, the other person doesn't even exist, so is it a victimless crime?
Is it? Because that just implies to me that you would betray a real person.
You mean, to be fair, I betrayed part of my own subconscious. What's stopping me from betraying you?
Exactly. I feel like you could stab my back at any moment.
Yes, he used to say I haven't already.
Just wait for 3 years from now when some random drama comes up and someone sources this clip and is like, "Don't know, called it."
He's willing to betray himself. He's willing to betray you, his fans.
Well, on my part, I started watching this Chinese cartoon on Netflix called Scissor 7, and it's actually way better than it has any right to be. It's so good.
What's it about?
It's a comedy. It's about basically, it's hard to explain without spoiling. It's kind of weird, but the main gimmick is there's this guy named Seven, and he becomes a killer to make money to maybe. I'm not at the end yet. He becomes a killer for money, and it's 90% a comedy, but then there are occasional serious moments, and after season 2 it gets surprisingly serious, but they're still using characters and elements from when it was a comedy, so there's silly things like a king chicken and stuff, but or these ridiculous faces and Mad Dog, the dog, but they actually make you care about it, and it's surprising, and it's pretty interesting. I like it. Sorry, I'm doing a terrible job of describing it. I'm tired, but just go watch it on Netflix. How
much did you pay for this?
They didn't pay me anything. I just heard about it the other day, and I started watching it, and I got really into it. And the episodes are super short, so I've been tearing through it.
There you have it. Maybe check it out.
But you're not here to hear about Scissor 7 or Tanhoney streams.
Use
you're
the
here
code
to
in the
hear about that
description to get
SCP.
50% off the first 2 episodes.
You're here to hear about the SCP that's about to be outdated.
Not price.
You're here to hear about the SCP that's about to be outdated once the 6000 competition ends. But we're here to capitalize on squeeze that last bit of fame out.
Yeah, this is the last bit. Well, in fact, I'm going to delete it tomorrow, and the only surviving record will be the NFT.
Alright, so further note on the Ganondorf Link saga is...
What do you mean? What are you talking about? No one knows what you're talking about. This is a week later.
Tan made a joke, and it was really bad, and what pisses me off about it is when I make puns, my friends all accuse me of doing it to piss them off, which I don't, I just think they're funny, and they say it's annoying, but I try to make fun of Tanhoney for the worst pun ever, and they're like, what? It was clever and quotable, you're stupid, it was good. And it's making me actually mad. like, legitimately furious. Would you like to share the pun, by the way, with the class?
So, Darnell, we've just finished recording A Space, which you'll probably not have seen yet, because this comes out before that. And he asked me to give him the link when I was feeling a little bit aggressive. So I said to him, just like Ganondorf, you'll regret seeing that link in the end. And everyone laughed. The entire classroom clapped.
Yeah, and everyone clapped, and Tanhoney was given $500, and his crush gave him her number, and that was in the end.
I don't have a crush. People have a crush on me, first off, but the rest of it is accurate.
Oh, that's funny. All right, but we're on SCP-5000, and you're here to spill some secrets. And the first secret you're going to tell me, which is funny because it probably won't translate well to a podcast, is what the fuck is this? There's no way this is just a black image.
You want to know about the black image?
Yeah, so what do I do?
So, I actually do have a way for us to structure this.
Okay.
So, are you familiar with SCP Declassified as anything but a Discord?
I think I know what it's supposed to be, but I've never seen or used it for its proper usage.
Well, forget about it, because I've just decided we're not doing that mid-sentence. So I'm actually just going to tell you about the black image.
Okay. What the fuck?
Because I'm the Joker.
Can you send me whatever it's supposed to be, then?
It was a long thing that we were going to do. I was going to have us read through the whole thing, but I'm more comfortable doing it as this sort of a less formal, allitered one.
Okay.
I don't know. You're gonna fucking hate me. My mouse just ran out of battery.
Does that mean you can't record anymore?
Well, it means I can't. I need to get a battery, else I can't click on anything to bring up this information.
This guy.
Distract them. This is like they're just viewers. They're not that smart. Just
like,
wave some
Darnell, get ready to hear it. It's not moving.
I already froze your blood pressure. So just distract them. The YouTube viewers are not very smart. Just jangle some keys or something.
Wow, my viewers are very smart. Actually, speaking of that kind of... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. So yeah, if you guys are listening now, early on in the episode, and you're probably wondering, oh, God, what timestamp do I have to skip to? And if Anomalous is feeling general, maybe he could put it. But if not, then don't worry about it, Anomalous. But if you haven't yet, what you should do is join our Discord, because I'm active in the Discord. Tanhoney pops in every now and then. There's some cool people there, like Hamilton and Anomalous, and we have a good time. And, there are people that post really cool art. There are people that post haha funny memes. Sometimes Jack is there, unfortunately. And we have a good, it's just a great way to interact with us and fellow DSCP fans. So you should all hop on in and join our Discord for a good time today. That is the ad. I'm normally better at this, forgive me, but I'm just super tired and cranky.
Hey! It's me, Tanani.
You ruined everything that I was saying by being rude like that.
What were you saying?
Stupid, rude baka. Put your batteries in yet?
Yeah, I've got them in now. That's why I've returned.
I'm going to call you Battery Boy.
Okay.
You didn't even have a quip afterwards. You just said okay. You just accepted it. That's fair. All right, Battery Boy.
So, the secret, the black image.
Is the secret that the image has, metadata that has an essay in it or something?
Exactly. It has some dialogue in it, yes, hidden.
Wait, is that actually it? What the fuck? I could've just figured that out if I used the vent viewer or something.
So it's actually steganography. It's encoded into the image, the text.
Alright, so
there's a dialogue between two characters. You run it through the steganography program. I don't remember which one it is, but I'll copy paste it here because it's the same experience. I mean, you can just read it.
I would love to. Nothing would do me a greater joy in this world. So who are these two talking?
So we only get one of them. Well, this is the extent of what it is. So for the experience, I won't say who it is initially. We just have to read it first.
All right. So I assume they're going to talk directly back and forth. Do you want me to be the first one or the second one?
It's up to you.
Alright. My hands shake as I hold the document. This is confirmed? He nods.
We got the report from Numa staff yesterday. It's everyone.
Even us?
Even us, Tajani. To think I'd find myself agreeing with that damn lizard.
What do we do?
You know what we have to do. We'll have to disseminate a cure, I think, among personnel before we get things underway. They'll try to stop us otherwise.
God, help us, one.
Don't be like that, Tajani. That's it talking. So,
Okay. So maybe it's implying the whole idea of human morality or consciousness is some sort of, like, curse or disease or evil thing.
That's a very good guess there. So, you won't know this just from reading 5000, because this is I was a bit more happier to have Easter egg stuff in the encoded image text there, because you're not going to get that on. This is not necessary reading. But
so who's Tajani?
So it's a character called Adongo Tajani, and he's the head of the ethics committee in one of my 001 proposals. Oh. So this is a dialogue between 051 and him.
Okay. So we got that. That's secret 1. Oh, what's another secret you got?
There is another secret. Okay. So at the end of the article, there's a noticeable sort of blank space, if you recall. Mm-hmm. And encoded in there is also some text.
How would you read the blank space? It's not even an image.
It's in the page source.
Page source? How do you get to that?
It's in the page source tab. And this is the text that's there.
Where's the page source tab?
On the wiki.
I see edit, rate, tags, discuss, history, files. Where's page source?
Is that?
Oh, it's under options. I go to the bottom here, and oh, here it is. Oh, you sent it to me anyway.
Yeah.
You said invaded, right? Might be one of the last times that happens. Oh, is this not a dialogue?
This is a monologue, which not... Well, it's not a monologue, but it's best read as a monologue, because it doesn't make much sense anyway. Okay. And I'll tell you why it doesn't make much sense afterwards.
Don't say that. It must be worse for you. That's what everyone says after they find out something they don't like. Jesus Christ. It's not something that can be hashed out in a few hours, man. Can you be quiet for a minute? Of course I can't. No, not yet. The feeling of being invaded. Why not? Don't say that. Don't even talk about it. We should have left well enough alone. I keep thinking, like, it would be better to end it all. Not with what we found. How long are they going to take? But it's not like that. Everything I am, you know what they'll say. It is me. It's over. It'll take time. You're germophobic, right? Did you get a reply? We shouldn't have looked. You too. I doubt anyone's going to be talking about anything else anymore. I feel sick.
So a lot of people, when they get this, they assume this is another conversation between 051 and Tajani, which it isn't.
What is it?
So this is actually a conversation between two of the people on the Project Numa that's mentioned here. And I've been a real asshole, and this is actually jumbled up from the original conversation.
Okay.
Which is why they say it opens with, you said invaded, right? Before they actually mention the feeling of being invaded. So that's why it makes no fucking sense.
This bastard, he's jumbled it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you how to unjumble it. Because that's the mystery. Why? Why is it like that? Well, you know why it's like that. Now just do the busy work.
Alright, so now give us some juicier secrets, because I'm sure people found those out because you can find them by clicking.
No one's ever... I'm pretty sure no one's ever noticed that.
The page source one?
No, no one's ever noticed that it's been jumbled up. Which I thought was very strange. Because
you need to give a better secret than just that fact. Come on.
Well, we're still in the first, 20 minutes.
Alright, what's left then? Walk me through it.
So, in terms of secrets, that is the extent of additional material within the article.
Okay. So now it's all about giving information.
Yes.
Tell us what you know, I say, cocking my pistol.
About what? I can't just go into a full rant here because I don't want to give away too much. So, why don't you ask me some questions?
Oh, fuck. I feel so terrible because I bet the viewers have way better questions than I could ask with my limited memory of what we read last week. Okay, let me think. Well, obviously not going to say why. Okay, alright, how about this? Did what Pietro do matter at the end?
It did.
Okay, it mattered. So how close was I with, the whole something in the human consciousness is bad or evil, and that's why they're deleting humanity and not being human anymore?
I'll give you a positive answer to that.
Okay. Let me think. Why did he teleport to the current timeline?
So that was sort of like a timeline reset where everything went back, but sort of the thing that had done the reset, in this case him, retained its position in space. So a second
so what he did made the universe reset.
Yeah.
Oh, so he part 6'd it. So theoretically, by the beginning of this article, he's already sort of saved the world from that timeline. But I assume he hasn't saved the problem that something is bad in humans, right?
Yeah, that is still there.
Interesting. Okay, so that kind of gives us an idea of why. We know why is there's something bad in humans, they needed to be eliminated. I'm wondering, because there's so many different angles you could go with that. Is it a disease? Are humans going to like destroy all other life forms in the universe? Like a sort of spiral energy Gurren Lagann thing? Is it like if humans are allowed to exist in their current state, something bad will happen to the universe or the afterlife? Or like, because to exterminate the entire people that they are, it can't just be something that kills all humans, because then that's kind of contradictory and doesn't matter. It has to be something on a grand scale, I would think, that like messes with reality or the afterlife or the universe at large. Because if it was just if humans exist then humans will die, then they're not really fixing the problem. They're just ensuring they're the only ones who live by removing their human element.
Yeah.
So there has to be some really big problem that made them do that. My question is, because Pietro reset the timeline, is that bad thing still going to happen now because humans aren't being destroyed?
Well, something bad is on the horizon, I will say that.
Alright, here's my last question. Well, maybe not last. But
I will say something that's... I don't feel like people pay a lot of attention to, which does have more answers than you would think, is the little radio broadcast that Pietro picks up sort of in the first half or so.
Where was that at again?
So it's right after he sees the... let me just try and... we'll go back through it, actually. Yeah, it's right after he sees the soldiers stabbing each other.
The 7-5, can you hear me?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, interesting. So here's my last question. Now this is kind of hard because so many people have objective views or subjective views of morality, and I'm sure the Foundation with all their groups of interest have even more. But in your personal information, do you think Pietro resetting the timeline, preventing humans being destroyed, even if it brings a terrible thing on the horizon, was still for the greater good, or do you think the Foundation morally should have been allowed to continue what they were doing?
It depends on your system of morality, I would say.
Okay, how you as the author, how you see it, which one do you think?
I don't believe it would be bad or good necessarily, because both options here are not great. Is all I'll say. Okay.
So the whole... Now I'm looking at this radio cast. The goddess eats the city in the sea makes me think of, Atlantis, obviously. But the whole thing of, like, goddesses eating and stuff... I don't know how much this is reflected in her works, but that kind of reminds me of, like, the sort of style Uranium Empire writes, with, like, sort of eldritch beings and, like, kind of surreal shit going on. At least from like, the time when I used to roleplay with them. So I don't know if that's exactly the feel you're going for, but that's kind of what I get looking back at this radio broadcast. It's sort of like a surreal, larger-than-life... I don't want to say Lovecraftian, because I think that's overused, and I'm not sure if it's necessarily reflecting those themes. And I also think Jack will go on a whole rant about it if I'm wrong. But you know what I mean? It feels like a cosmic thing going on here.
Things like the goddess eats a city in the sea, that is a pretty literal explanation of something that is mentioned but not seen in the article, is what I'll say there.
Okay, so a goddess is eating Atlantis.
I've never said it was Atlantis.
Well, what other cities are in the sea?
Well,
I guess it's probably an SCP I don't know of. That I'm sure
no, you would know of it. It's in 5000 only.
Well, that's even less helpful. Alright, then I guess... Okay. This number's 2, 7, 5, 5, and 7. It's always 7, 5, and 7. I wonder if it has something to do with haikus. Oh, no, there's a 9. I lied. Never mind. It doesn't make any sense.
So it's the numbers 5, 7, and 9. So, Who knows what that could mean?
Oh, the SCP, duh, 579. I'm stupid. So this SCP is...
PM on the SCP wiki from King of the Castle, the fake author I made up.
So 579. So the SCP is either... So tell me right now, is that actually important to it being SCP-579, or is that you giving a clever hint, like, look towards this SCP for more answers?
Well, it's a hint less for the viewer, and it's more pointing Pietro in a direction. I've come up with so many fucking characters. I don't know why so many of these fucking characters have, like, Pietro-esque names.
I love how you said you come up with all these characters, but the only characters that are named are, like, Ross, Morrison, and Pietro. Oh, and Rhodes, I guess, technically. Like, everyone else is just, like, people.
Oh, yeah, they're just guys.
Oh no, Maria Henderson. Never mind, I lied. Wait, why does that name sound familiar? Did you use that name in something else? Yeah, sorry, I keep doing it on accident.
I don't believe so.
Sorry about that if it's showing up in the recording.
I don't believe I've used Maria Henderson. It just sounds like a familiar name. Maybe I'm not great with, like, realistic names, to be honest. I might very well have used it before.
Maybe. Alright, is there any other...
I'm only good at, like, Hunter names, like Gabobo.
Gabobo? I would love to read an SCP about Gabobo. But, is there anything else you want to share with the class information-wise that would make people go like, ah! Or are we ready to move to brighter horizons?
To what? Oh, I thought it was like a new segment you introduced. I thought you said Writer Horizons.
Writer? No, I said Brighter Horizons, but Writer Horizons, where we...
I think I've not been briefed on this. But
that's
yeah,
where you go when you drink the Kool-Aid to Writer Horizons, if you have at least one article with positive upvotes.
But yeah, I also am aware that there is a group making an SCP-5000 game. I'm not sure how that's currently going. I haven't checked in on that for quite a while.
I thought that they were, like, talking with you about it.
Well, yeah, I said hello.
Someone also wrote, like, an SCP thing and made a Kickstarter of, like, a comic with your... I didn't know if you were in on that or not.
I'm not involved, really, but I've read the comic. It seems cool. I wouldn't mind.
But they had, like, your blessing, I assume, yeah?
I've never been... no one's ever asked me anything about it. So, my name's on it, which is a little bit weird, but...
I was gonna say, because I brought it up before, and it wasn't me, it was, I think, Lonling brought it up, and I was like, that's weird, and then I asked you about it, and I think you didn't answer my DM.
I think I said,
just assumed that...
Yeah, I'm fine with it, it's just a little weird to have my name on it. When,
I mean, hey, that's something you can put on your resume when you go to publish Aethereal Space, which you should. I don't know why you keep stalling. Bring it to an editor. Make a book. Make a lot of money. Just saying.
But yeah, but the art for that is very good. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Well,
that.
they're also using another person's art. I don't want to speak too much on my ass, but I don't think it's the original artist making that comic. I think they were using someone else's art and your SCP, which is why I thought it was weird.
Oh, I would hope the artist's involved at least.
I would hope so too, but I don't know the full details. Okay, that's good then.
I don't even know enough about this.
So, anything else about 5000 we need to know? Anything that'll, like, really blow the viewers' minds away?
It doesn't exist. Have a look at the main list. It's not there.
What?
It is.
Oh.
But for a second, their minds came out the tiny little ears.
Alright, so, you guys, I hope... I don't know how much of what he shared was what you already knew, but I hope it was at least some new stuff, so it was worth the wait for it.
Okay,
I'm sorry that he left the questions in my hands. Okay,
I'll be a little bit kinder. I will give you a more direct piece of information.
Okay.
So, I will say the answer to the entire mystery is in that radio broadcast.
What?
Don't worry about it.
But you said a lot of that stuff involves things made up in the SCP itself, so how would anyone string that together? Don't worry
about that. But we'll not take a huge look into that in the podcast because I want to preserve the mystery, but I will say the answer is in there.
What? You're hatching! Are humans eggs of something else?
So what's this Writer Horizons? I've taken this as canon now. This is a new segment.
Are humans eggs for something else?
You've got to.
Wait, why are you
Writer
changing
Horizons.
the subject?
Is
that what it is?
I want to move on. I told you.
What
I've just told Donna
what
I've said this minutes ago that I don't want to explain.
All right, fine. Okay. Do you have any other SCPs today?
I do not. But I was planning us to do a sort of an expanded comment reading here, where we read all these little fuckers.
Alright, but I still don't know if that'll get us quite to an hour, but I can do that.
Show me Writer Horizons. I'm very excited for this segment that you've created.
I don't know what Writer Horizons is. Alright, we're here at Writer Horizons.
Where's the jingle?
What?
Where's the jingle?
Do you see it there? It's Writer Horizons. If you put yourself in the clouds, you can fall down like rain. Hold your pencils up
Still going.
to the horizon. Do you see it there?
I thought that was it.
It's the country of Marley.
Are you sure this is a jingle and not just like an album?
It's the OP. I don't know.
So,
I can't write a jingle on the spot.
Okay, well, you've had enough time while singing that jingle to think about what this segment is, so tell me.
No, I haven't.
What do we do here at Writer Horizons?
This is a filler podcast. Okay, Writer Horizons is where we discuss why we never finished writing the Crystal Chicken SCP.
Oh, on trial, yeah.
Honey, would you like to explain to the viewers?
So, the idea that we came up for the Crystal Chicken, I didn't think it was very interesting. I didn't want to say
Actually,
it at the time.
I want to preserve the mystery. Oh, you already answered. I was going to say I wanted to preserve the mystery of the Crystal Chicken. I actually had a better idea for Writer Horizons. Let's talk about fond memories in writing. So, what's the earliest thing you remember writing that was like published somewhere on the internet or otherwise? Not like a school thing, like a book report or whatever. Like a legit writing.
It was a school thing, but it's published in an actual book.
Really?
And that's like a little poetry book from kids. And I had a poem about anger. It was very edgy.
You're unironically published? When did you write it?
I don't know, I was like 8.
Well, alright, how did it go? Do you have it on hand?
I don't remember it, no. If I searched my house, I could maybe find it, but I don't think I could.
Could you go for that real quick? Could you just try? Just give it like a minute.
When I say... Okay, I'll have a... It might be in this room. I did look up and see a pile of books that I don't fucking recognise. Let's have a look. Is it here?
One of the earliest things that I remember writing, I'm trying to think about... I just mainly did a lot of roleplay stuff. I remember I used to write songs, though. And they probably weren't very good. I don't know. I don't have them anymore. They were on old-ass computers. But I remember I printed one out once, and I shared it with the people in like my 6th grade class. And I guess for 6th graders, we all thought it was pretty good, because they were like, wow, there's no way you wrote this. This was really good, Kurt. And I was like, thanks. And it was called Black Heart, and it was about how my heart was black because there was no love in it. And I wrote that in 6th grade. It's
not here, unfortunately. It was just like a four verse poem, though.
But it's like published in an actual book?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It was like, I don't remember. It was very edgy, though. It's edgy for an 8-year-old. It was not edgy by my
I was just talking about how when I was in 6th grade, I wrote a song called Black Heart about how my heart was black from the lack of love. So we're all good.
And mine was like...
That's a good...
But mine was... I was not really edgy. It's just that the prompt was like, write a song about the emotion of happiness. I was like, no! I'm angry!
Contrarian from the beginning. Let's go. Exactly. All right. That's a good Writer Horizons topic for the next section.
Spite.
I'm sure you don't want to share your worst, edgiest memories, because you don't want to embarrass yourself.
No.
But what's the edgiest thing you wrote as a youngster that you're willing to share with people?
Edgy. I don't think I've ever written anything excessively edgy.
Alright, how about embarrassing, then?
Embarrassing.
Like whether it was, like, super chuny in a not ironic way, or it was, like, super, like, Mary Sue, or, like, My OC.
No. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, dear. So, I'm going to mention this. None of you are ever going to find this, because it's not published anywhere online, or in any book. So, can only take my word so. There is a bunch of young, I won't even say young adult, a bunch of teenager books in England called the Cherub books, and it's like James Bond but for kid teens.
Okay.
Teenage spy novels. And I really enjoyed these novels. I enjoyed them very
Class
much.
A, maximum security.
Yeah. So I wrote a little fanfic of them in my...
Wait, are one of these books called Divine Madness?
I don't know, but it's irrelevant. This is just the backstory.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. And you wrote a fanfic.
Yeah. No, this has never been released anyway. This is for my personal use only. And in the fanfic, there is an OC who is a blatant Marty Sue. Who has fucking white hair and red eyes like an anime protag. And he was the best spy ever.
Oh, that's so good. Was he you, basically, or was he like your own?
It was like me,
concept?
but cooler.
Ah, classy.
It was me as an anime person in a real life setting.
I'm reading the premise of Cherub, and it's kind of nightmarish.
It is, yeah.
A British security service employs children only 17 or younger as intelligence agents.
It is nightmarish.
Is it like grooming people for the MI6, or?
Pretty much. It was.
Or is it just like no one will suspect children to be soldiers?
That was pretty much it. It was fucked up, but I don't know if it realised it was fucked up.
Well, I think it was probably less like... it was probably more because it was targeted to people that age than they were trying to imply that it was good to put children in spy positions.
It was very, very strange. It was a very strange one.
I remember one of the most embarrassing things I had ever did is I had a pretty bad weeb phase in middle school. I discovered anime in like 6th or 7th grade proper. And I remember in 8th grade, I watched Elf and Lied. And I always had this habit of, like, when I was really emotional, which was very often, I would, like, write journals in the back of my notebooks at school. School was whatever, it was easy. And when I watched Elf and Lied for, like, weeks, I wrote all these, like, edgy things, like, humans are evil, and we don't deserve to be around, and all we do is hurt people. Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those. So, I will admit, even though I genuinely think that's also just a shit worldview, part of, like, whenever I see that in writing, and I just, like, cringe, a lot of it is, like, because it reminds me of that. Like, when we were reading that one about, like, the SCP guy who's like, just wait till you guys have to see why we do the things we do at SCP. I was like, oh my god. It's like, you guys won't be able to handle it. It was just like...
Have you ever seen a statue snap someone's neck? That's fucked up. And it's because humans are filth.
And that's why we need to abuse children. SCP-5000.
We gotta.
All right, what's my last Writer Horizons question for you?
Okay, how about this? We should do this more often.
What's the thing, aside from 5000, that you're most proud of writing in the last year?
Last year?
Mm-hmm. Or in recent memory, I guess.
Either Aetherial Space or SCP-4972.
What's 4972? Did we already read that?
I don't think we've done a proper read on the podcast, which we should do. You sort of read a bit of it, I think, one time.
Okay, then I won't push too far on that if you want to save it. Tanhoney, I know you were doing that partially so we could get back to the podcast, which is almost, by the way, I assume you're cutting all that out. But, guys, Tanhoney's mom is the sweetest person ever. She's so sweet, I can't handle it. Well, I hope you're good to her.
Anyway, after that riveting Writer Horizon.
It was so sweet! I can't. Alright, enough. Yeah, riveting Writer Horizon. Do you have anything you want to ask me, or are we good to go to comments?
Let's get to the... now I feel obliged to ask you something.
You don't have to. Sorry if that was like... I didn't mean to edge it that way. We can just read the comments if you want.
What have you got in your dream diary so far?
Well, nothing. I told you. All I did the last 2 nights was... Which is weird. I'm almost wondering if it has to do with me saying I'll keep a dream diary, because, like, I don't have dreams that boring. I told you, most of my dreams are very sad. But, like, the last 2 dreams since I told you I was going to start have just been me browsing social media.
Even if it's dreams, you can't get off that phone.
Get your dream journal ready for next week, though, because if we do Writer Horizons again, maybe we'll do it anytime we like have we have less time than we thought for an SCP, but not enough time to jump to comments. Maybe I'll have you read some dreams for Writer Horizons.
We'll just scrape my subconscious for content.
Yeah. You know what? That actually might be what might. If you keep the stream journal up, maybe if we ever return to like the how to write an SCP type series again, we could try to make an SCP out of one of your dreams. That could be.
I will say, I mentioned SCP-4972 before. That was based off a nightmare I had.
There you go. So it's happened before. It could happen again, folks. But yeah, you guys have probably gotten pretty tired of this filler. So, all right, I meant to click our last podcast.
Blatant filler. This is the most blatant it's ever been.
Yeah. And you know what they say about blatant? It's latent. But anyway, we get some comments.
Yeah, it is. Wait, what?
Alright. Candy Queen says, are you going to do any guest episodes soon? Because I feel like it's been a while since the last guest episode. It's funny you say that, actually. I'm going to ask Tan. So I don't want to... Oh, I just realized I can't say the guest because it's the episode. But I had a guest in mind for 69 that I thought could be fun. But it would have to be okay with you, and we'd have to be able to get them and make it work time-wise. But it's funny you mention that, because I was actually thinking the same thing. It's been a while since we had a guest. I wanted to get one on. We still have a few that haven't been on yet, even though we've already had Cactus twice, because they wanted to wait till we were at like Series 5 and 6, and there's people coming probably. But I'm not going to... I'll let Tan decide.
I can't comment either way. I don't know who it is.
Okay. So next from Luke Malone, they say, can't wait to see what secrets you have. Hopefully you can explore some Cactus Cannon later on.
Yes, we have unlocked that now. We can have a proper look at that.
Banker Paul says, this feels wrong.
That's I don't know what this says in the video game Earthbound when you fight him.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it's a reference to Earthbound, obviously.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought
no, it's not. It's not. It doesn't say that.
Because he, like, keeps bringing up random things in the comments that I don't understand.
It's because he's on that phone.
Yeah. If he just got off his phone, we could understand him. Insert clever name here says, now that SCP-5000 has been read, you can finally go back to the Among Us podcast you did before this. That's what I've been saying. I'm really glad we finally finished this SCP podcast, because it was kind of getting a little stale.
So, in the last episode, SCP-5000 was red. This episode, it was blue, but both times it was pretty sus.
Could you imagine if we did an Among Us podcast and it was just us playing Among Us, but there's no video footage, it's just the verbal reaction?
Imagine a podcast discussing Among Us only. No actual
so what are your top 3 imposter strats for this week? If we do like plays of the game of the week that gets sent in,
talking about it purely in theory.
Yeah. Steve O'Esk says, "Yay, we made it, but the journey still continues."
Wow,
also, the Tanony's final. What?
This last episode.
No, it's not. Stop saying that. You're gonna freak him out.
I know. sorry.
Also, with Tanony's final directive, I imagine that he was the Foundation and Darnell was Pietro, wanting to do more for us lowly commenters, but can't. I do want to watch the Amori stream, but I keep finding myself without a lot of time. I still need to get into Aetheral Space. Well, you can skip Aetheral Space for Amori, to be honest. They're basically the same thing. It's the same exact story.
It is?
Yeah. Devil End Aetheral Space was when Jiran got captured by Skipper and them.
How wasn't that bad?
Edit. Oh, and funnily enough, the Volgan did an episode on Bobble the same day this came out.
Wow. It's almost like it was coordinated. It wasn't, but I said that to imply it was.
Volgan, if you want to be on the podcast, you have to get through me.
Wow. Oh, he famously hates Darnell, so I don't imagine that'll happen.
Does he?
No.
I remember I thought he did because I didn't know who he was on like one of our first streams, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then he said, "Your mic is bad," and then he left. So I thought he was mad at me. I didn't learn who he was till later. But he is a big name in the SCP, so if you want to be on the podcast, why don't you shoot me a little DM, buddy?
He's almost certainly not listening to this, but let's see what happens.
But if he is, shoot me a DM, buddy. Comedy Man Kelp says, the real truth about 5000 is that the Foundation was systematically taking out everyone who doesn't watch Discovering SCP. Pietro and Dr. Bright were... Oh, sorry, I thought it was a list. Discovering SCP. Pietro and Dr. Bright were spared because they are true Discovering SCPers who smash that like button on every new episode of the podcast. Hey, wait, why is there a red dot on my forehead?
It's a sniper rifle.
Is that canon? Do Pietro and Dr. Bright listening to Discover SCP?
I won't say anything except that he did find 68 episodes of an unknown media source on the SCP-5000 suit with many replays.
Just had it on loop during those times when he blacked out. That's why he was listening to the podcast, not because of 5.5.
Yeah. And that destroyed his brain cells, obviously.
That actually makes a lot more sense than anything else. Brennan Hamilton asks, what is SCP?
You already answered this one. Swag. Yeah. Cash. Power.
Exactly. Thought Experiments and Other Stuff says, I'm back, boys. So now that you can legally do it, I recommend 5555 and 59999.
Maybe. Probably. Yeah, we're free as a bird until Series 7.
Please tell me 5555 is some Fifthist thing. I'm not even that I'm a big Fifthist fanboy, but if it's not, then it feels like a huge waste, and whoever took it should burn.
Nice question.
What? What's wrong?
Next comment.
Is it controversial? I'm sorry.
No, everyone fucking says this.
Oh, that's another thing about me reacting, is while I feel like I have a fresh perspective, I probably rehash jokes that I don't realize are as overused as they are, because I didn't even know if it was Fifthist or not. So I apologize. A bush from the island of Borneo says, finally, at long last, you two are going to read Series 6, and I can finally recommend you a shitload of Series 6 articles.
And as our other commenters can testify, we always listen to the recommendations.
That's right, Smile. Remember when Tan said we'd get to Spike Brennan soon, last year?
Like episode 2?
I still don't know who Spike Brennan is. If you two ever get around to the 6,000 entries, I'm sure that Darnell would enjoy Dread Titania, the White Ashes, or the True Empire.
I have to confess, I haven't read most of the entries yet either, so maybe I would also enjoy those.
Tanhoney told me he doesn't really care about the 6,000 entries because he's not competing. So
that's not why. Hold on, I never said that. That's a lie.
He said it in his heart.
I didn't even say a version of that.
Quaker Button Knows 128 says, end of discovering SCP Arc 1. This was definitely Arc 4. We've had several arcs. We used to do lore, remember? We had the arc where we were in the tower. There was the arc where we were traveling for some reason.
Yeah, that was the Stardust Crusaders arc.
Yeah.
And we sort of abandoned the lore a while ago, but let's bring it back. What
are we doing right now in the lore?
We're in Tanhoney Tower again. It's a reboot.
Yeah, we got it rebuilt. We hired a construction company, and they did a really good job. And now that Pietro saved the day, they forgot that we stole the files, but we still have the files in this version of the universe, so we can keep reading SCPs, baby.
Exactly. And they don't know who we are.
I know. So Sucks to Suck Foundation, smile. And that the universe reset is also why we don't update the page on the wiki. Unless someone wants to do that for us, then
please send in your CV if you'd like to do that.
Chris Carlson says, congrats on 5,000. I'm here for another... Does he think we read 5,000 SCPs?
Yeah, we did.
I'm here for another 5,000 for sure. I love the idea that 5,000 is the culmination of 9 years of SCP and a real milestone in the wiki.
Almost
my guess for why is the SCP Foundation lost the fight with the Scarlet King. Or that the Scarlet King was sent to fix the mistake that was humans having a soul. Sorry, Chris. It looks like you're wrong. Sorry.
Every answer is valid. Every theory is valid.
I'm taking a dump on your theory. I'm
you can't. You mustn't.
Because it's not my theory.
You mustn't.
There are two camps in this world, and those camps are let people fucking enjoy things and kill people who disagree with me. You have to choose now. What is your camp?
I'm happy.
It's not a camp. That's lazy. That's a cop-out answer to appeal to the widest audience. The demographic hates you. They're downvoting the episode.
They love me. They love me. They love me. They love me.
Boris WW says, what is it on page 3 of comments under 5,000? Certainly not me fangirling for Tanhoney. Flushed emoji.
Well, hello. It's me, Tanhoney.
Okay. I don't know why you think introing yourself is the answer to most things. Dino Tails says, 1. About the Sheen Estevez thing. So, I was hoping you wouldn't finish the entire thing so I could pull a little sneaky. The plan was to trick Darnell into thinking SCP-4710 was in 5000, but you guys read the entire thing, which makes my comment look stupid.
Didn't need any help.
Damn, I was going to say that, but I thought it was too mean. 2, I can officially say that SCP-5000 is one of my favorite SCPs on the site. I can tell you put a lot of effort into it, and definitely deserves all the praise. And hey, since SCP-001 When Day Breaks got its own canon, maybe 5000 will get its own canon. Perhaps tales exploring how different groups of interest and certain characters react to the Foundation's attack on humanity, or tales on certain anomalies the Foundation uses to kill people. The possibilities are endless. And then there's a huge gap between 2 and 3 here, which makes me want to see the page source so I can see if there's a secret message. Mm-hmm. But, 3. After a year and some, the journey to one of my favorite SCPs has ended. It's been a long journey, and through all of it, I had fun. And I even went through some character development.
Joseph Joestar coming up to tell the joke the last 15 days.
Truly have been fun. I went from being the recommendations guy to being a normal commenter. All in all, you two are some of my favorite YouTubers, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. No, he said "are."
Yeah, but you said what?
YouTubers. I said "aw," and I can't wait to see what the future holds. So then there's a guy who I can't tell if it's a bot or not, because he just, in a lot of our episodes, posts a random timestamp that I wouldn't click if I were you. I don't know if it links to something or not, but he did leave real comments as well, so I'm going to read one of them.
He's not actually just has it, so maybe he does just save his position.
What?
Maybe to just save where he was in the episode.
That's actually
a viewing session of 24 seconds.
That's actually really cute, if that's what it is. I'm so sorry that I don't. Please, you have to forgive me.
AB.
Adhoc Shaj B says, I like that you reacted to 5000. You didn't disappoint by revealing anything. Bravo. Oh, they're going to hate this episode. Bravo, man. While most people want to find out why, I believe it's better left to our imagination. Adriana. Okay, I'm not being ignorant or trying to make fun of your names. You guys have some hard names. Adriana Renevo. Okay, you want to try?
It's Adriana Renevo.
Adriana Renevo.
Hold on, I'll take this vowel by vowel. Ari, Nevo. I don't remember the start of the word now, but there we go, I've said it.
They time-stamped... okay, I know what they're saying from the comment. Hang on, what? Wait, can you read this like Masma? It kind of reads like a Masma comment.
No, that's mean.
No, it's not, it's funny.
It's not.
Alright. Hang on, what? Are you serious? I didn't catch that each composed file has its table for each series. I didn't even notice how much this contributes to this article being a love letter to what SCP has accomplished. Oh my god! Oh, dude, this is a Masma comment, come on! Nice! I know this person on the Discord, they're totally cool. Come on, you can do it.
Hang on, read it like what? Are you serious? I didn't catch that each composed file has its table for each series. I didn't even notice how much this contributes to the article being a love letter to what SCP has accomplished. Oh my god! Nice!
Angel person!
Even though I knew that SCP-5000 is very much a love letter to SCP, is there more? It feels like there should be more.
No, that's it. That's when they got shot. They couldn't finish.
The red laser that was mentioned earlier.
Platypus says, I wish I'd got to this podcast earlier, but it's been fun regardless. Glad I was here to listen to this, though. Smile. The Tasty Pie says, as of me writing this comment, that mistake still hasn't been fixed. Get to it, Tanhoney.
They've lost the page. I can't get in.
Well, how about you email the CEO of SCP then, and get it fixed?
I'll shoot them a Twitter DM.
Graphcly says, woohoo! 5,000! Here are some stats for the 67 episodes plus streams. It's actually probably more than 67 because of the Part B episodes. The 3 most read authors on the podcast are, well. If it isn't the 3 people Tanhoney loves most. Tanhoney at 16 articles, himself, of course. DJ Cactus at 14, and his childhood hero, Salmon Corbet, at 12. The most read series is Series 1, with 47 articles. Of just the podcast alone, there was a total of 85 hours and 37 minutes of magnificent SCP readings. Smile. Thank you for the entertainment, and look forward to where it goes from here. For Tanhoney, why?
Why not?
For Darnell, why not? Why? Dano says, holy shit! Tan, you better give us some absolute juice next episode, not just redacted. We all already know about that. Some real secrets. Holders Part 2? When?
Next episode? No.
No,
Maybe.
I want to have the guest.
No. Oh yeah, I forgot about the guest already.
You know what? Let's do the holders if you don't want to do the guest, but I want to have this guest on.
I don't know who the guest is. I don't know what I want to do it now.
It's someone you know already, so don't worry.
Oh Jesus! I've got to like I'm like fucking Batman here from the Riddler here.
Adriana Renivo again comments saying, "Hello, Mr. Tanhoney.
I can't believe you would do you like this, Anomalous."
Oh, sorry. I unironically sorry. An anomalous writer says, yes, yes, yes! At last, the 5000 episode is here. The secrets will finally be revealed. Smile. Sorry, I genuinely got lost because the other comment was so much bigger. No, it's actually, it's like because the next comment's so big, my eyes got drawn to it compared to poor Anomalous's comment. Alright, actually this comment's way too long to read. I'm not going to read this one.
Oh my god.
Also because we already read one of yours.
He's put so much effort into it.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Tanhoney, sir. I'm sorry I'm writing this long comment before I even watched the video. I have something that's important to me that I'd like to ask of you.
Well,
I'm writing a lengthy, insightful script picking apart why SCP-5000 is so masterfully crafted as you're going to destroy Tanhoney's ego. It's already too big. As an SCP, and an intriguing story that I'd like to turn into a YouTube video to help people become better writers. And I wanted to ask if, perhaps, you'd be interested in reading. See, this was smart. They left a comment so that you'd have to read it instead of just asking in the writer channel where you could ignore them.
I don't read the writer channel.
You'd
I don't even ignore it. I just don't go in there.
You'd be interested in reading it, what I've written so far, or if I have your approval for giving it a shot, or if you're interested in contributing. Because I believe that your SCP-5000 story is the single best love letter to the SCP universe that currently exists. It's not comprehensive like 4D10 seems to be, but yours, 5000, has so much depth. It's great at capitalizing on 682's character. What character? What character? What?
He thinks stuff's gross.
What is 682's character?
He hates people.
And the reptile is a plot device. Then it masterfully captured why SCP-579 is an SCP that the O5 Council is particularly intent on keeping a secret and secure. And it was a wonderful... Was 173 even mentioned?
Yeah. Well, not mentioned directly.
In one of the dialogues or something. Many thematics.
There's the fucking statues that move when you blink, so it's pretty direct.
Right. So many thematics that are wonderfully and subtly integrated into the story.
Thank you.
I really love the parallel that Pietro's recollection about the cat and his father draws with the Numa investigation. And I love that you gave the characterization of 682 to the MTF Secret Keepers. And there's so much more I love. And they linked some Reddit threads that we're not going to click. And most of all, I want to make that video to thank and celebrate you for writing such a masterpiece. I'm having such a great time writing about it and sharing to people on Reddit some snippets and ideas about 5000 too, like Reddit users Abracaboom98, Cantum, or White Null. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, no problem.
I feel like they should be playing the British country anthem with a flag waving behind you.
I'm becoming like Sheen Estevez. My head's about to break through the fucking walls.
Yeah. You guys can't compliment Tanhoney that much. That's Tanhoney aside, that's genuinely, I'm going to make fun of you. That was a very sweet comment, but if you compliment anyone that much, I think you will destroy their ego, or at least throw them off their game. You gotta tone it down just a little bit.
I'm always on my game. Haven't you read the comment? I'm a master.
Twisted GD says, "Oh my fucking god!"
Wait, where did they say that? I don't see this one.
Really? Are you not sorting by new? Twisted GD's, it's like a crow profile picture. It just says, "Oh my fucking god." Daniel Zackheim says, "You crazy son of a bitch. You did it." Did what? What did we do?
we read SCP-5000, I guess.
And this is my favorite comment on the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I know what this is.
Lan says, can't believe you guys finally got around to reading 5K. One of my favorite articles on the site. Thoroughly enjoyed the whole way through. Tanhoney really outdid himself this time, didn't he? Downvoted -1. Which is the appropriate way to praise Tanhoney. It's so good. It actually made me laugh. Langlim says, 1048 utilization, Barris. Question. Do y'all have a list of previously suggested SCPs? Asking because I used to recommend some. Yeah, and it's so long that it's like stupidly daunting. It might actually be longer than the amount of SCPs we've read on the podcast, because so many people will put so many. Especially when Hunter Spatafor used to comment, he would recommend a ton. Also, the part of 5000 I'm most interested in is actually the reactions of the people in universe. I mean, what were the Sarkics doing? What were the first reactions of the people when they saw that message? I want to see the head of the GOC just spit out their coffee and call an emergency meeting. The library kind of gets a reaction in a different article, but I need more. Lastly...
It gets a reaction in a different article? I'm not familiar with this. Shoot me a link.
Have you been reading the 6K entries? Well, they said entrees, but I think they meant entries. Which you already said you're not. If so, do you have any favorites among them?
I've not read any of them yet. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to.
He hasn't even read any of them.
I'm not in full. There's a lot of them.
Despite all his friends who helped him with 5,000.
You can't stay mad at this guy, right?
He couldn't read their 6,000 entries.
I didn't need any of their help. I wrote it all by myself.
Alright, well, so now you guys have the clip you need to cancel Tanhoney on Twitter.
Please don't.
And Rather Unknown says... Pre-episode comment, shit boys, here it comes. I fucking love these opening gags. Post-episode comment, what a worthless art. And that one got me off guard. I can't believe Mr. 5000 forgot to add the from. What an amateur. Jokes aside, what an episode. I've been listening on and off since episode 12, and I have to say, this is the most criminally underrated channel that I'm aware of. See what I did there? Brackets, like Pietro. To Darnell and Tanhoney, you two are the funniest labs on YouTube as far as I'm concerned, and here's to 67 more episodes. This truly has been a Discovering SCP.
This guy gets it.
It has, hasn't it? This might be a contender for best comment as well. That's pretty good. Cell says
only finally... 2 thumbs up is criminal, because one of those is me.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one's me! So it's just us! Cell says, it is finally here.
I'm going to shoot a love heart on it.
Oh, nice. Gonap says yes. Alright, and wow, we did it. Guys, it's been a Discovering SCP.
Wow. 60 minutes, you guys. That's almost a third of my life.
Third of his life. Sorry, I got distracted. Shit, we need to stall. This episode's not long enough.
It's an
hour. Do you have anything
else
else you want to... It's 58 minutes and we have to cut out some of it because...
Jesus Christ, this guy. But, I just want to... Okay, I'll bring out the Shree Sap once again. Hold on.
Alright, I'm getting the world's tiniest violin.
Hey, guys. I do make fun of you guys a lot more often as I grow bolder and more openly, verbally abusive every episode. But I do appreciate the fact that all of you continue to watch us. I assume that you're enjoying it. Otherwise, well, no, sorry. Let me rewire that because I was about to go back into being verbally abusive towards you. Thank you for listening.
He's so used to manipulating you guys that he can't even give a genuine compliment.
I'm glad that you enjoy what we... I'm being awkward, but I'm trying to be genuine here. I'm really glad that you enjoy what we put together here. It's just me and Darnell messing around, but the fact that you guys do come back and comment and let us know what you think, I'm truly grateful for.
Definitely makes my day to read the comments and on any video, but really our podcast is admittedly the only one that gets really comments.
Yeah.
And that's not to guilt you guys or anything, but just anytime we get comments, it's so fun to read them.
Exactly. It's feedback of any kind really is really gratifying. It feels like
we love your jokes. We love your compliments. We even love the very rare, almost...
I'm always truly grateful. Okay, we've hit an hour.
Okay. Well, guys,
you think I meant
time
that
is
shit?
up, and now we have no obligation to you.
Yeah,
no
you think I meant that
sappy
shit? You think I care about your comments?
I did. And you're the fools for listening this long.
As if anyone cares that you're liking my videos, idiots.
So you guys have been... Wait, did you just do the tsundere?
What?
You were like, it's not like I care if you like my videos, idiot.
Well, you were going to say,
it's
no.
Not like I want you to read April Space or anything, you freaking sussy bakas.
And there we go. There's the wholesome moment is instantly disintegrated.
Alright, guys. Thanks. We'll see you next week for 69. Please just don't make the comments a bunch of 69 jokes, because like I said, I really do love reading the comments, and I'm going to hate it if they're all the same fucking joke. So at least try to be a little creative with it. I'm begging you. But,
you're gonna do the funny section, but make it funny at least.
Yeah, at least do something more than like 420 and 69.
But seriously, I'm truly grateful. Or am I? Bye.
God, bye.